As we continue to lay down a basic framework before going into any substantive work we're going to do as a couple, let me just look at this other document in your workbook called Stubborn as a Mule. Now, the best way to work with this one is for you to cover over all of the images except the top one on that sheet, Stubborn as a Mule. Cover over all of them except the top one as I talk you through what each image is showing. Stubborn as a mule. So, you have these two mules, sometimes I call them donkeys. They can see something in life that they would like to have, to get. In this case, it's hay. The donkeys, the mules, are a representation of us as couples in relationship. They see something that they would like, but they are in opposite parts. But they are in very different places. They really want that thing, maybe to go somewhere. Now, the other thing I want you to recognize is the mules, the donkeys, are attached. They are in relationship, and that attachment, that relationship is represented by the rope, which I hope you can see in that image. The rope is tying them together, is binding them together. They can't just go and do what they would like to do unilaterally. In this case, go to the opposite spectrums, the opposite places, in order to get their needs as they see them, their needs met. The hay. Now, move the covering down to the next diagram, the next image, and what you'll see there is over time, and you do want to think about each of these diagrams as perhaps representing a year or so. It's not just a quick 5-minute, 10-minute, 15 minutes transaction that's taking place. This is taking place over quite a long period of time. And eventually, again, remember, it's the metaphor for us in relationships where we want our needs met. And so over time, where they're not getting their needs met, they start to exert pressure on the relationship. The rope gets taut, gets tighter. I might suggest to you, at times it might be it's just one of those mules, those donkeys, that is actually moving in the opposite direction in order to get their needs met. But would you agree with me that when one moves, it exerts pressure? It exerts tension, is more accurate, on that rope that binds them together. And in order to stay still, the other donkey actually has to exert an equal and opposite force just to stay still. And so it looks as if they're both pulling against each other, and sometimes it is, but it may be that it is just the attempts at one of them to maintain their ground. Interesting. Let's move on down to the next one. Over time, let's say another year has gone by of annoyance that the other is just not cooperating, And of course, each is looking to the other for the failure, for the fault. But in this third one, they've really upped the ante, kicking and screaming, pulling, tense rope, tense relationship, taking up a lot of energy as they pull against the other person to get their needs met. A lot of tension, a lot of activity, a lot of perceived hostility. And that is exhausting if it's going on for quite long periods of time. So if you move your sheet down to the fourth one, after a long time of exerting that type of pressure, exertion, tension in the relationship, they finally sit down exhausted. See the question mark? And I would suggest that question mark is more about, why are you being so difficult? You see, that goes back to that point I made, which is when there's conflict in a relationship, many actually perceive that it would be good at times to have a time of separation from each other. And I suggest that is probably always one of the worst things that you can do. What might have started off, I use the expression, as a snowball, will quickly gather momentum that turns into a pretty massive snowball that becomes an avalanche, really impacting the relationship. When we are separate from each other, it is very rare that we're going to have good thoughts about the other person. We tend to have a blaming mentality. It's the other person. Why are you? Why are you being so? Why are you? You are. And that's what the question mark is. Can't figure it out, but actually, why are you being so difficult? It's obvious, isn't it? If you. And they stay in this status quo for a period of time. Move your sheet down. Let's look at the next one. I call this bit the happy ever after. They have figured out the problem and how we can resolve it. Isn't that lovely? If you come over onto my side and together we eat my hay. Move the sheet down. Let's look at the last one. Once we've eaten up all of mine, let's go over onto the other side and we can eat yours together. We're working together in unity at last. Isn't that lovely? Happy ever after. Problem? So few of our relationships work out like that. Work out the conflict, resolve the conflict in that lovely time. Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage, want to give it your best. Maybe you're in a partnership. The couple relationship has some issues and you want to address those issues. Maybe you're married. The marriage just is not working well at this time. The couple want to better understand what's going on. Think about a diagnosis, an MOT of sorts for the relationship. Want to limit the passing on of the issues to the children. The childhood development issues that get set up in childhood and we take them into the adult relationship. Understanding those things can make the difference. Want to maximize the quality of the relationship. Maybe it's communication. It just is not working well. There are problems, conflicts that need resolving, that need managing. Sex, one of the first casualties of any relationship when there's conflicts going on. Or is it just a sex mismatch? What's the problem? Maybe you're long time married, you've settled. You know you're not ready to settle yet. It could be better. Why not contact the Kairos Center today and consider the video on demand recovery program. You get videos, you get a workbook, and you can cover these at your leisure from the comfort of your home. Maybe book in periodical reviews with me from time to time. You can also do the program as a secure webcam, one-to-one couple with me sessions. Hundreds and hundreds of singles and couples have benefited from the content in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Partners, married, these things are true of the partnership, of the marriage. It's not just the coming together of two people. It's a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that's a formula for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Somebody else, Dr. Creflo-Dollar, has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add my own comment, you're destined to repeat the problem, even in a new relationship. So work it through at this point. You want to be the best that you can be. Bring back color back to life without shame. Go on, send me a message today and change the trajectory of your life, of your marriage, of your relationship. Do it today.